it's follow up. So I don't mean to sound cliche, but truly the fortune is in the follow up. So I remember a few years, early my fashion days, I was showing a collection to a buyer, and this was a dream store, a store I've been dying to get into for seasons. And I showed them the collection over and over and again with no luck. But this time, it felt different. They were nodding, taking notes, asking all the right questions. And you know the moment when you think, okay, this is going really well. But then, silence. No email, no phone call, no things but no things. Completely ghosted me. And my brain immediately went to a very dramatic place. And I thought, great, they hate the collection, they hate me, fashion is over. But experience taught me that follow up doesn't mean no, silence doesn't mean no, it means busy. So I decided to follow up. The buyer replied back and she said, unfortunately, we are covered in this category, so we're passing the line. Now, instead of disappearing, instead of sulking in sadness, I decided to follow up one more time. And I asked, is there any void that you're seeing in the market? Any need that I can help you fill? Weeks later, I received my first order from Nordstrom's.
Yay! Woo!
And that moment taught me something so valuable that I still carry with me till this day. That follow-up isn't chasing or begging, it's service. And yet, so many of us till this day, outside of business, we feel so awkward doing that, right? We tell ourselves that we're being annoying when really we're just being professional. We tell ourselves that we're bothering them, or they would have replied if they were interested, or I already followed up once. I mean, how many of us here have ever assumed that silence meant no? No one? Okay, thank you. That makes me feel so much better.
Yes.
Most people stop
Always.
following up after 2 to 3 times, and that's exactly when real opportunity begins. Did you know that marketing data shows that people need to have a minimum of 7 to 12 touch points before they even act? Most people don't say no after the first exposure, and not because they're not interested, but because you're not their first priority. People have lives. Their kids get sick, their car breaks down, they go on vacation, and sometimes just timing doesn't align. So let me give you a real life example from my own home. So 3 years ago, our family dog of 15 years, she passed away. And she was my first baby before I even had actual babies. So as you can imagine, we were devastated. And since then, my kids have been begging for another dog. And don't get me wrong, I want another dog too, but you know, right now we're so busy. Like, we're in the middle of a huge home remodel, I've been traveling more than ever, and just timing doesn't feel right. But for those of you that have kids, you already know this. Kids are the best follow-up experts on the planet. Every single week, Mom, when are we getting a dog? Mom, can we get a dog now? Mom, what about this weekend? I mean, no filter, no shame, they just keep asking. And apparently, the Instagram algorithm was listening, because all of a sudden, my entire feed is filled with Bernedoodles.
Oh, baby.
Every story, every scroll,
Oh my
I mean,
gosh, I
talk about
cannot.
consistency. And guess what? I finally changed my mind. We are officially
Oh,
getting a dog.
Woo!
That's what you have.
Now,
Okay.
that kind of
So
consistency
cute.
does something. It wasn't one ask that made me change my mind. It was consistency. And that's what happens when timing finally catches up. Okay? So today, I'm gonna share with you guys 5 key principles that's gonna help you follow up with value in mind so it feels natural, respectful, and never annoying. Okay? So here are the 5 P's of effective follow-up. Purpose, passion, posture, positivity, and persistency. Okay, so purpose. This is the foundation of everything. Make sure that you are very clear why you're doing this business, because people buy you before they buy the product. And what's in it for them? What value can you offer them, and how is this a service to them? When your passion, your purpose is clear, follow-up doesn't feel like pressure, it feels intentional. Passion. Think ignorance on fire. People don't need you to know everything, but they do need to see that you're committed. When Senior Director Karen and I first joined the business, we didn't wait until we had it all figured out. We didn't even fully know the compensation plan, let alone say hyaluronic acid. But we were on a mission and there was no stopping us. Your passion doesn't pressure people, it reassures them. 3 is posture. This is so important. Posture is how you show up, your tone, your boundaries, and how you protect your time. If you show up like you're building a multi-million-dollar business, people will listen. What I like to do is, let's say after the 5th touch point, I always turn things around and I say, listen, I know this is not for everyone, but for the right individual, this could be life-changing. If this is not the right time for you or you're no longer interested, let me know. That's totally okay. And you'll be surprised how many people reply to you right away, because sometimes when you take things away from people, they want it even more. And 4, positivity. Pour belief and don't pressure. Most people don't say no because they don't want it. They say no because they're afraid of the unknown. So your role is simply to offer solutions, vision cast, and help them visualize what's possible for them. And last but not least, the most important of them all is persistence. Okay, persistence is consistency, and consistency is what's gonna build credibility. So think of it as planting seeds you cannot see yet. Let me share one last story from my team. Okay, so I have the honors to lead an incredible team in Mexico. And before Mexico even opened, I didn't know one single person that lived in Mexico. I was a complete cold market stranger to them. So we started with a Zoom call, me sharing my story, pouring into them the vision of the company, my experience so far of what I've been through with Riman. And from there came excitement and then hesitation. I mean, most of them have never done anything like this before, and they had to take a leap of faith. But they watched carefully, asked lots of questions, and then suddenly went quiet. We had to have multiple touch points, lots of conversations, lots of follow-ups. If I had stopped after the 5th or even 6th messages, my business would not be where it is today. And I told them, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna do this with you. I'm gonna show you how I did it and how you can do it too. And we did one event together, and from there, each one of them just took off running, duplicating and leading their own team. But from the very beginning, my purpose was clear, my passion was undeniable, my posture was grounded, my positivity was felt, and my persistence was consistent. I have friends who have been watching me for almost 3 years, just quietly watching, and never commented on any of my posts, never liked anything. I didn't even know they were watching me. And all of a sudden, I get messages like, okay, I'm done with my own skincare and I'm ready to try yours. So, every day, work on your touch points. Oh gosh, so sorry, forgot to do my slides. Every day, work on your touch points, because there are people out there watching you. People don't fail because they are bad at Riman. They fail because they stop talking to people. So today, I'm gonna challenge you guys, okay? I want you guys to take a look around this room. Like, really take a look around this room and see how many people is here with us today. Most of you are probably here today because somebody followed up with you, right? There are people out there right now quietly watching you, waiting for an opportunity like this. And trust me, they are out there. So, I'm gonna give you guys a little homework because there is no better time to follow up than right after a convention. Okay, so before you guys go to bed tonight, I want you guys to make a convention vision list. Okay, I want you guys to write down 10 to 20 names minimum, and that could be people who asked you about Riman, people who try the products. It could be people who have been silently watching your journey, or maybe said later. Or if you're brand new here today, think of people who you think would benefit from everything that you experienced today. And then I want you to lead with highlight, with an update or vision, not selling, okay? This is how follow-up stays natural and not salesy, okay? And my favorite way to follow up is really with updates. I mean, you guys, think about all the incredible things that we just heard this past few days, right? This past day, yesterday. I couldn't even sleep last night with all the amazing announcements, right? So your job really is to go out there and let this excitement and belief be transferred. Okay, so I want you to use this 3-step formula to share. So one, you're gonna share one excitement, and then you're gonna share one highlight or update, and then you're gonna invite. And that's gonna look like something like this. Oh my gosh, I just got back from the Riman convention, and I am blown away. I can't even process everything right now. So emotions first, and then information later, okay? And then I want you to choose 1 or 2 updates or highlight. And that could be seeing the vision of clothes and this crazy plant that they discovered in Jeju Island that's gonna help. That it's our key ingredient now. Made me feel so much more confident about the company. And that's it. So you're just gonna choose 1 or 2, and then you can follow up with a picture or 2. You're not gonna send them a full photo album, okay? And then you're gonna invite. I immediately thought of you. Would you like a quick 2-minute update, or should we follow up next week? Okay, all you're doing is you're gonna invite them to what you just experienced today. Okay, and if somebody says yes, amazing. If they say maybe later, not now, then great. You just cast a vision into them and you can follow up at another time, schedule to follow up at another time. And if they say no, or if they don't reply, then great. Now you can come up, put them on a separate list to follow up at a later time. You should never run out of people to follow up. That follow-up list for later should be bottomless, okay? What you do after the convention is what changes your business. So, if you forget everything that I said today, just remember these 3 things. You are 1 follow-up away from your next breakthrough, 1 follow-up away from your next superstar, and 1 follow-up away from transforming someone's life. Let's go out there, you guys. Thank you.